Hello everyone, welcome back once again. So in this module we will continue with the history chapter Nazism and the rise of Hitler. In this module we will cover first Hitler's rise to power in Germany, the destruction of democracy, reconstruction, and then later we will discuss question answers related to your topic. But before moving further, let's take a quick recap of what you have learned in the previous module. So here are the points to remember. First, about the First World War. So the First World War broke out in 1914 to 1918, and this war was fought between the Central Powers and the Allied Powers. Central Power, that means the Axis power. Axis power consists Germany, Austria and Turkey, and Allied power France, Britain and Russia. Second, Treaty of Versailles. After the end of First World War, Germany had to sign a harsh and humiliating treaty at Versailles with the Allied power. So basically, after the First World War, this treaty signed between the Germany and Allied power. And according to this agreement, Germany had to pay huge compensation to the Allied power, and also Germany lost its colonies, territories and resources. Next, Weimar Republic. After the defeat of Germany in First World War and abdication of the emperor, a democratic constitution with federal structure, a democratic constitution with federal structure was set up in Germany. And after the establishment, Weimar Republic had to face many problems in Germany, like it had signed the treaty at Versailles, pay huge war compensation to the Allied power, had to face the revolutionary uprising of the Spartacist League, but however, the uprising revolution was crushed. With the changing situation in 1923, it printed paper currency recklessly too much than the value of German currency mark fell down and the prices of goods rise. Next one, the Great Economic Depression. The Great Economic Depression further hit the German economy. Next, some inherent defects in a Weimar Republic like the proportional representation and the excess use of Article 48. So basically all these factors responsible which led the Hitler's rise his power in Germany. This crisis in the economy, political and social formed the background to Hitler's rise to power in Germany. Now move on to the topic Hitler's rise to power. So let's start with the Adolf Hitler introduction. Yes, here we talk about a Nazi leader, Adolf Hitler. Nazi leader Adolf Hitler, who has ability to influence the people the way he giving speech. So he was born in Austria in 1889 and he spent his youth in poverty. So when the First World War broke out in 1914, then he worked as a messenger and then became corporal in German army and earned many bravery awards. Students, do you know he was a motivational speaker? That means he is a very powerful speaker. His passion and words moved people. Basically, in the First World War, Germany was defeated by the Allied power. So the German defeat horrified Hitler and the Treaty of Versailles made him furious. So in 1919, Adolf Hitler, he just joined a small group called German Workers' Party, right? So when he joined German Workers' Party in 1919. In 1919, first Adolf Hitler joined a organization called German Workers' Party, and he subsequently took over this organization and renamed it National Socialist German Workers' Party, and this party later came to be known as Nazi Party. It had become the largest party with the 37% vote after 1930. So before that, in 1923, Hitler planned to seize control Bavaria and march to Berlin and capture power, but he failed. He was arrested, tried to treason, but later he was released. At that time, Nazi could not effectively gain popular support till the early 1930. So it was the during of Great Depression when Nazi became a mass movement. Clear? When Nazi became a mass movement? Only during the Great Depression. As you have seen in the previous slide, basically after the 1929, the year of depression. After 1929, banks collapsed in Germany, business shut down, workers lost their job, and the middle class were threatened. So, in such a situation, Nazi propaganda raised hopes for a better future. And then finally, by the 1932, it had become the largest party with the 37% votes in German parliament. So basically, the main reason behind the success of Nazi party was that Hitler was a motivational speaker. When he just finally get votes in German parliament, so he promised to the German people he built a strong nation and he restored the dignity of German people. He also promised to provide employment those who looking for work and also rise hope for the better future. So for that Hitler devised a new style of politics. Basically, he understood the significance of rituals and the mass mobilization. So for that, first Nazi held massive rallies and public meetings to demonstrate the support to Hitler and unity among the people. Then the red banner with the swastika, Nazi salute, and the ritualized round of applause after the speech basically were all part of this spectacle to power. Nazi propaganda Nazi propaganda skillfully projected Hitler as a messiah, a savior, and as someone who had arrived to deliver people from their distress. Move on to the next topic. Basically, after getting the highest vote in German parliament, now Nazi dismantled the structure of democratic rule in Germany. So here is the next topic, the destruction of democracy. So the first, on 30 January 1933, Hitler achieved the highest position in the cabinet of minister. Basically, this this highest rank offered by the President Hindenburg. On 30 January 1933, President Hindenburg offered chancellorship, that means the highest position in the cabinet of ministers, to the Hitler. After that, Hitler now just set out to dismantle the structure of a democratic rule in Germany. Then a mysterious fires that broke out in German parliament in February facilitated his move. The fire of decree of 28 February 1933 indefinitely suspended all the civic rights like the freedom of speech, press, assembly that had been guaranteed by the Weimar Constitution. Then he turned on to the enemies, communists, who hurriedly packed off to newly establishment concentration camp. So later I'll explain you about concentration camp. Okay. Now the next one is on 3rd March 1933. The most important basically. On 3rd March 1933, the famous Annalene Act was passed in Germany. Basically, after this act, finally, dictatorship was established in Germany. Right? This act established dictatorship in Germany. Second thing is basically this act gave all the powers to the Hitler to sideline the parliament and rule by decree. Third important, basically after this act, all the political parties and the trade union in Germany was banned except Nazi party. So the state established completely control over the economy, army, press and judiciary system. Then after that, special surveillance and security forces were created to control the people and order society in ways that the Nazi wanted. So apart from the already existing regular police in green uniform and the SA, that means the stormtroopers, these included first one is the Gestapo, that means the secret state police, the SS, the protection squad, SD, that means the security service. So apart from the already existing regular police, Gestapo, secret police, SS, protection squad, criminal police and the security service, they established. It was the extra constitutional power of these newly organized forces that gave the Nazi state its reputation as the most criminal state in the world. Move on to the next topic, reconstruction. Basically, after dismantle the structure of democratic rule in Germany, now Hitler just wanted to reconstruct the economic condition in Germany. So for that, first Hitler assigned the responsibility of economic recovery to the Halmer Schacht. So Halmer Schacht took over the responsibility of economic recovery through a state-funded project, and this project produced the famous German superhighways and people's car, the Volkswagen. So basically now we just talk about the foreign policy of Hitler. So in foreign policy also Hitler acquired a quick success. For that, first he just pulled out of the League of Nations in 1933. Then Hitler started to just recapture, reoccupied its territory which were taken by the Allied power after the First World War. So first Hitler reoccupied the Rhineland, the most important territory of Germany, in 1936 and integrated Austria and Germany in 1938. So under that he just gave a slogan, one people, one empire and one leader. Hitler did not stop here basically. Hitler just chose a war as the way out of approaching economic crisis. Resources were to be accumulated through the expansion of territory. The war started to extend its territory. In September 1939, Germany first invaded over the Poland, right? When it invaded over the Poland in 1939, and this started a war that means Second World War. So when Germany invaded over the Poland, this started a Second World War with France and England. Clear? So when Second World War started, when German invaded over the Poland in 1939. In September 1940, a tripartite pact was signed between Germany, Italy and Spain. And this pact is strengthening Hitler's claims to international power. By the end of 1940, Hitler was at the pinnacle of his power. Now Hitler just moved to achieve his long-term aim to conquering Eastern Europe. So first step, he just attacked the Soviet Union in June 1941. But meanwhile, the USA had resisted in the war. Basically, it was unwilling to once again face all the economic problems that the First World War had caused. But it could not stay out of the war for long. Japan was expanding its power in the east, and it had occupied French Indochina. French Indochina. And then after that, they were planning attacks on US naval base in the Pacific. So when the Japan extended its support to Hitler and bombed the US base at Pearl Harbor, finally the US entered the Second World War. Basically all these were the factors which forced USA entered in the Second World War. First factor, first Japan extended its power, so they attacked over the French Indochina, and then after they attacking over the US naval bases. So finally the US entered the Second World War, and the war ended in the May 1945. Right? So the war ended in May 1945 with Hitler's defeat and the US dropping of the atom bomb on Hiroshima in Japan. Okay, now just look at this map. Basically, this is Europe map in 1942, and this map shows the expansion of Nazi power till 1942. As we know that in First World War, after the First World War, German lost its territories, colonies and resources. And he was of the opinion that key resources are accumulated through the expansion of territories. To extend its territories, first Germany just invaded over the Poland in 1936. Then he just attacked over the Soviet Union in June 1941. So basically this blue color shows that territories under the Germany occupation till 1942. Right? So this is all about the expansion of Nazi power till 1942. Okay, now just move on to the your home assignment. So here are the question answers. So let's see. First question. Describe the problems faced by the Weimar Republic. We already discussed about the problems. So the Weimar Republic was formed after the First World War, as we know that, as it accepted the terms of Versailles. So after that, Weimar Republic faced many problems. First one is they were called November criminals. November criminals, basically those who support Weimar Republic, mainly socialist, Catholics and Democrats. Next, the impact of Russian Revolution. The birth of Weimar Republic coincided with the Russian Revolution, and Soviets to worker and sailor were established, and most people demanding Soviet style governance. Now the third point is economic crisis. So as we know that Germany had fought the war largely on loans and had to pay war reparation in gold. So in 1923, Germany refused to pay war compensation, right? So then French occupied its leading industrial area, Ruhr. Ruhr, basically the most important industrial area of Germany. It was occupied by the French after when the German refused to pay compensation to claim their coal. So Germany retaliated with the passive resistance and printed paper currency recklessly, which led to hyperinflation. Next, the Great Economic Depression of USA and its impact on Germany. So Germany economic was worst hit due to the Great Depression. By 1932, industrial production was reduced to 40%. Over 6 million people lost their job. Inflation rate was very high. Next, basically problem, political instability. Political too, the Weimar Republic was fragile. The Weimar Constitution had some inherent defects. as we know that like just representation, proportional representation and the liberal use of the article 48 made it unstable and vulnerable to dictatorship. Now the next question discuss why Nazism became popular in Germany by 1930. So basically the main reason behind uh, it was during the time of Great Depression when the Nazi became the mass movement in Germany, right? So the first one is the political instability in Germany. Under the Weimar Republic, there existed political instability. That means between 1919 to 1933, as many as 21 coalition government were formed and fell, and democracy failed to give any relief to the people. Second, basically, reactions to the humiliating Treaty of Versailles. The Treaty of Versailles imposed like paying huge war penalties to victors, including their colonies and disbanding German armies. Next factor basically the economic disaster. Unemployment inflation basically after the 1921 unemployment inflation, banks collapsed, business shut down, and the middle class were threatened, prices rise, run of German trade and industry. Next, the threat of communism. The communists in the German tried to stage a revolution on the pattern of Soviet Revolution of 1917. Last, most important basically, Hitler's dynamic personality. Hitler had a dynamic personality. He was influential and charming. He was a great organizer, an excellent orator, and a tireless worker. His appeal touched the reasons and the emotion. So basically the main reason behind the success of Nazi party in Germany was that Hitler was a great and a motivational speaker. That's all about your topic. Thank you. Have a nice day.